weekly forex forecast analysis for the 16th to 20th March 2026. So the first currency pairs I have on my watch list is the British pound sterling paired against USD. I will show you my key levels so that you as well can compare that to yours or replicate it on your chart. Right now we are on the day chart. I'm going to mark some key levels on this price chart. First, let's mark the key level structure which acts at the price of the 1.31800. We have a key level structure right here, and we have another level we can mark that is at the price of 1.32694. Yes, we have a key level, even though we broke this level on Friday. That is the last day of this trading week. And we have another level we can mark out at the level right here, and that is the price of the 1.34361. Yes, we have that level, and then we have another level at the bottom right here. We can mark these zones right here as another strong key level. Now we marked all our key level on the day chart. We are not yet done. We still have some swings in the market. So marking from those swings high all the way back, you can see we have a sloping downward trend line which shows us the direction of the market. Wow, DBP had been in a strong bearish massive fall. You can see what happened last week. You can see Monday candlestick was the only bullish candlestick we had. The consecutive 4 days was a bearish flow. So next week we should expect possible bearish push to the downside, but you have to be careful of the key level that acts at the 1.31800. This level may act as a demand for buyers next week. Now let's check on the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, we can see how our trend line is showing us the direction of the momentum. Can see that we kept on rallying all the way down. So next week we can still look out for possible bearish push, but before we need to do that, or before we look out for a bearish push, we need to wait for price to push up. We can't just sell right here. Selling right here is like leaving money on the table or exposing your account to a massive risk. Yes, because the swings high right here would be the best zone to put our stop loss if we are using their swing trading concept. Yes, swing trading concept. Now what we need to do is to patiently wait for a pushback to this structure right here. Waiting for a pushback to this structure right here is the best technical approach to trade this currency pairs next week. So next week we are going to wait for a pushback up, and then you can use your Fibonacci. If you are a Fibonacci trader, mark from this high all the way down. You'll see we have a possible 0.618 level which aligns at our descending trend line, and then the trend is bearish, so that would be a trend following trading concept. So check it out on your chart, mark those key levels, take note of those key levels. If you are looking out for buy next week, please consider this setup we had right here, consider this trend right here, consider the direction of the momentum on the GU, but also take note of the key level which acts at the price of the 1.31800. Yes, the key level is obvious on the day chart, that is 1.31800, and this is a significant key level structure. You can see how we had a massive bullish candlestick after this demand zone was being created. I know some XMC trader, IC trader would have this place as an order block zone. So if you have this as an order block zone, yes, you are right, and take note of the massive sell-off from the up, which will be a point of interest for sellers next week. Right now, that is what we have on the GU right from the day chart to the 4-hour chart. Next on the list is the euro paired against the USD. Euro paired against USD. Let's check out what we have on the euro paired against the USD. The first thing we are going to do on this price chart is to mark our technical key level. That is our support and resistance. That is the first thing we do on our chart before we mark any other trading concept. maybe you trade XMC, ICT indicators, whatever you trade, raw price action, whatever you trade, CRT, you have to do what? You first need to mark your key level structures. So first thing right here is I'll mark some key level structure right here. I have a key level right here, so that is a level we took out. You can see that level. I have another technical level at these zones right here. We mark that key level structure. So the first key level we had is at 1.17430. We have another level at the 1.15809, and we have another key level right down below at the price of the 1.14684. Down below we have another level which could act as a demand for price, and this level acts at the price of the 1.13938. so these are the levels we have to monitor next week if you are trading euro pair against the USD. Now we can see last week was also a massive sell-off on the euro pair against the USD, so it's likely a sell may continue next week on the euro pair against the USD. Now let's check on the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, this is what we have on the 4-hour chart. You can see technically there's a massive sell-off from these zones right here all the way down. You can see that. So next week we should be looking out for a possible retracement could come up at any zone on our price chart. So one of the tools we may use to find out a possible retracement zone is to use our Fibonacci from this top to this bottom. So we should be expecting a possible bearish sentiment around the zones, and checking on the day chart we can see we have some sales right here. So it's possible next week price may give us a retracement to this level for continuation to the downside. Alternatively, price may give us a push all the way up to this level of the 1.15809 for a push to the downside. So those are the key level structures which may act as a point of selling interest for sellers next week, right? So that is what we have on the euro pair against the USD. Right now we check the 4-hour chart. You can see the 4-hour chart, we kept on breaking structure to the downside, so we should expect more sell-off next week. And we have a series of eyes right here, so we study these eyes, we pay attention next week. Now the next currency pairs we check out is the euro paired against the Great Britain pound sterling. All right, let's go to the Great Britain pound sterling. We will clear out this chart and start afresh. So let's mark these key level structures on the euro paired against the GBP. All right, euro paired against GBP. This is the day chart of the euro paired against GBP. Now we start afresh. We have some technical key levels we can mark out. We have a key level structure right here which was a support, and we have another level we broke out, these levels right here. So let's just check on the 4-hour chart to see some internal swings. So on the 4-hour chart we have some levels right here. We broke out this level on the 4-hour chart, so we can have this level right here, and we have this swings low right here which is a demand zone. We can mark this level right here. Okay, and checking this level right here, we go back to the day chart. On the day chart you can see we have a lot of sales in this market. So next week if price should rally up, the key level structure we ask at the price of the 0.86733 may be a point of interest for sellers next week. Yes, maybe a point of interest. So as well on the 4-hour chart you can see if we move on to the 1-hour chart, we seem to see a kind of a switch in market structure, but it's not a kind of very strong switch. You can see this structure right here, and then we have another swing high right here. So next week we should expect more push to the downside. We haven't seen any strong technical reason for price to buy, but if there is going to be a buy next week, it's likely price may find a rejection at this structure right here, which is the price of the 0.86733. 0.86600. So likely price may do something like this, come back the way down, right? So that is what we may have on the euro paired against the Great Pound sterling. On the 4-hour chart as well, we need to monitor the levels down below. Price may come down, give us a kind of demand or sweep at this low for a push to the upside. And if there is going to be a push, we should also monitor the key level structure, which acts at the price of the 0.86733. This may be a point of interest for sellers to continue the downtrend, right? So this is what we have on the EG. That is your euro paired against Great Pound sterling. Now the next on our list is the Australian dollar paired against the USD. Let's check the next currency pairs. Australian dollar paired against the USD. From the day chart, we clear out all these key levels and start afresh. Now based on what we have on the key level on the AUD, we have some technical levels all the way down. You can see we have a key level structure at the price of the 0.69019. Yes, we have a key level resistance above, which acts at the price of the 0.71440. Right now we can move on to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, we have some technical demand zones right here. You can see those levels right here. So you can see since last week, price has been coming all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. You can see those selling sentiments coming all the way down. So next week we have to pay attention to this demand. This may be a point of interest, but it's likely price may not find a strong demand right here. Price may come all the way down to the support at 0.690194 for a push up. Also, there is more sales still going on this currency pair, so there are some internal levels we can keep on monitoring next week. For example, we can see these low high swings right here. This could be a point of interest for sellers, whereby sellers come right here and then continue the trend all the way down. So these are what it's technically possible in the market next week. Also, check out this gap right here. These are the gap or the open space some traders SMC ICT called FVG. So it's likely this level may be a point of rejection for price next week. So this is what we have on the AUD paired against USD. So whatever I am going to do, I will always share with traders in my free trading signals community channel, right? Use the link in the description of this live stream or this phone number, add this phone number, and chat us on Telegram requesting to join the free trading signals community. Right now, let's proceed further. Let's move on to the next currency pairs on our list, which is the New Zealand paired against the USD. Let's go on New Zealand paired against USD. New Zealand paired against the USD, we start these key level structures afresh. So we have some levels right here which we broke. That is the level at the 0.58536. You can see how we broke that level on Friday, and I take note of the massive open space we had right here, and see this strong selling candlestick which occurred on Friday. So there are a lot of technical levels for us to watch on the lower time frame, but let's mark our major key level before we go to the lower time frame. We have some demand zones right here on this price chart. Okay, we mark this level. Okay, and we move on to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, you can see there is a higher possibility for price to retrace to some structures next week on our prices, right? You can see on our 4-hour chart. So next week it's possible price comes to this level, use it for a sell zone. Alternatively, price come to this zone, use it for a sell zone. So these are the levels we are looking at for possible sales next week to continue the downtrend. So this is what we have on the New Zealand paired against the USD. We are still expecting more bearish push on New Zealand paired against the USD. As well, study our trend line. Our trend line is pointing down, so it's possible we may have a deeper push all the way up, which could be a confluence factor if price tests our trend line and our LVG right here. Remember, on the day chart, price is going downward aggressively in a bearish push. You can see strong bearish push. So looking out for a buy next week on this currency pair, we need to see a strong buy technical zone. Yes. So that is what I can see. So we should be very careful, but it's likely sell continues next week. Even though there's going to be a buy, there's going to be a push. We have to monitor this zone for possible sell, or this zone right here for possible sell to the downside. That is on New Zealand paired against the USD. Now the next currency pair on our watch list is the Australian dollar paired against the USD. Check out our key level structures. We have the 1.14914. This is a far away key level. Let's just stay within this range. That is the 1.18997. You can see how demand came in at this zone. So next week we are expecting to continue this trend. We want to push back into this level right here, into this FVG right here, and we continue the trend to the upside. Now let's check the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, this is what we are expecting. We are expecting price push up, then come back to this level, and then we continue the bullish rally all the way up. So this is our expectation next week on the Australian dollar paired against the USD. So let me know in the comment section, what are the views? Do you think this currency pair will go up or crash down next week? Let me know in the comment section. If you want to join our free trading signals community, use this line right here, add us on Telegram and chat us and send the keyword free trading signal. Alternatively, check the free trading signals underneath this video or in the description of this live stream video. Right now, let's see, do we have more currency pairs to watch out for next week? We have a lot more currency pairs, but our time is limited, so we won't be able to check everything. So if you want more, just join us on Telegram. We have lots more notes set up next week. We have a lot of expectations next week, currency pairs next week. Just chat us on Telegram to be added to the free trading signals community so that you can get update in the market. Right, so this is what I have for you this week. We analyzed the GBP, USD, Euro USD, Euro GBP, AUD USD, New Zealand USD, AUD New Zealand. Now let's check gold. Let's wrap up our analysis with gold. On the day chart, we have a bullish massive rally on gold. Now on the 4-hour chart, you can see our 4-hour chart. This is a kind of very complicated zone for trade entry. All right, so it's a very complicated zone for trade entry. So next week on gold, we want price to bounce all the way to 4,864. We want price to bounce to 4,864 before we look out for possible trade opportunities. You can see that. So this is our point of interest next week on gold. Let's see how price react at 4,843. Alternatively, we have some levels down below, but there's going to be a confluence factors right here in relation with the demand which led price to this high right here, and our rising trend line. So this could be a point of interest as a confluence zone next week for a push on gold. Right, so if you want to cash these trades with me next week, join our free trading signals community, link down below. Check the description as well. You can use this number to add us on Telegram to join our free trading signals community. I will see you in the next one. Peace.